Hello folks, here's Marcelo from TradeWiser with one more video analysis for you guys on Bitcoin halving. Um, Before I start everything, just to let you guys remember you guys here, this chart, I found it on the internet, on a report, on a post, talking about halvings and Bitcoin halving, and it was a JPEG file, so I wasn't able to touch it, So I just draw it here to to Trading View in order for me to be able to manipulate it and make some studies. So, and who did this study was very a smart guy because he found the exact pattern that happened before the first halving, before the second halving, and before the third halving. Okay, so for instance, we don't have the historical data for before August 22nd on 2011, but I can believe that it was a strong bull run here. Okay, after that we had a bear market, and then after that um, we had right here the first accumulation, and then we had a second expansion, and then a second accumulation. Okay, this pattern also happens on all the other pre-halving situations. Okay, and it did happen again on this one. So at this point, we're pretty much the same as the first halving, so we're good to go. So after that, also you guys can see that the volume increased for the strong bull run after the first halving, and it did happen the same after the second halving. And the expansion moment that we see on the pre-halving, it also has a volume expansion here, and it did happen somehow on the previous. We are seeing it happen right now before the third halving. Okay, so we still have some patterns going on, even though the curve is starting to get flat, which means that the behavior is changing, and which also means that maybe the expectation of of growth of the price, the high that the price can go, might not fulfill what we really expect. So the curve goes up to 37 $37,000 for the Bitcoin if it keeps inside this these two dotted curves, black curves. See, we have it right here. So if that is true, then at least 37,000 we can make it for the halving. So let's see how that's going to go on. But I want to bring to you guys an attention here to explain why my the title of this video is "It Broke My the halving pattern," because as you guys can see, we have inside this black circle we have three little boxes, and these three little boxes represent each one month. Okay, so on the first halving, the previous month before the first halving, we had a bear move. After that, the month of the halving, we saw a bull move. Okay, 1 week later, we still saw this bull move, and after that, the market ran 1 month sideways. All right, okay. So now let's move to the second halving. Here we go. We also could see behavior of 3 months. Okay, 3 months. The first month was the opposite of the first month of the first halving. The first halving went down, and on the second halving it went up, bullish instead of bearish. The second month, instead of being bearish like the first one, it was kind of bearish and then sideways. And then the third month after the halving, it went bearish. Okay, so we have a slight difference from the other one, but still we have 3 months prior to the rally that took prices up. All right, okay. That being said, let's now move to nowadays. Here we go. Here it is. We still have actually have the first month being fulfilled. It was a bullish month. Nice. It's the same as the second halving. When we go to the second month, which was the month of the halving, instead of going sideways, we just switched straight up and tested the this downtrend primary line, which is a very strong line. It tested this line and now it is moving sideways since yesterday, 9 p.m. Brazil time, UTC -3. Okay, so now let's see how this is gonna develop because it doesn't look like it wants to go sideways. If it does, nice. Since this pattern moved and I was expecting at least sideways, which started going nice and neat, but after that it just went bull. I expect now to see a downtrend, something like this one right here. There's no guarantees yet that that's going to happen, but let's see how that's going to go on. So for now, my expectation is to see a very strong bullish move. All right. After that, we will enter the halving date and see how that's going to happen through the month after the halving. I'm not sure how that's gonna go on, but that's what we have to expect right now. All right. Regarding the volume, we did see the volume going up on the second halving here, where it is. Here it is. We did see the volume going up on the second halving, and then when it went slightly bearish and then sideways, it went down. After the halving, it kept going down, and then it started going up, and boom, it increased. Nice, good. How is that happening today? Let's see how it looks like today. All right, here we go. For the month before the halving month, we see the volume increasing, which is nice and neat. Here it is. But while it moves, um, prices move up while it moves every new week. The volume was going down, even though we saw a lot of volume. It still went down. We can see that the more it went down, the more bullish the market was. We all on the first big um, volume bar, we can see that was red due to this strong drop. After that, it mainly went blue, but almost half, 50-50 blue and red. On the next month, week again, almost 50-50. After that, we can see that it was totally strong, bullish volume, but still moving down, which was bothering me. And I was telling you guys this every single day and every single week uh, since, well, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks ago. So now we saw yesterday, last week, it closed the week going strongly bullish. So we had a lot of volume going bullish. We saw the prices going sky high and touching the 40, the 9,400 level. And now let's see how it's going to move. Comparing these two bars, the this week bar with the last week bar, we can see that if we split it in 7 pieces, we should see a volume slightly bigger than what we see right now. So I'm asking myself, do we have a power to keep on going up or to at least go sideways? I don't know. So I went to the indicator to see if I can find something, and here we go. Here we have the indicators. Let me move it slightly to the left. Here it is. So now let me get the pin. Check out the volume wave is a positive wave and it is fading. Even though the pivot is still blue, the blue is very tiny small. So it is suggesting that we might see the blue wave fading. If that is true, we might see a bull a bear move on on for this week. As you guys can see, since I did the Brazilian analysis, the relative strength, which indicates the strength of the move, the momentum of the move, it is fighting to go positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. So right now, while I was talking about the volume wave, it just blinked yellow, saying that there's a doubt inside of the indicator. So let's see how that's going to move on. And but I guess that most we might see something by tomorrow or Wednesday. Reason why I'll be doing refresh on this analysis on Wednesday and then on Friday. Okay, let's keep on looking here. The stochastic, which says where the price is going, it's still moving up, still moving nice and neat. So this is something that we have to look very close. Keen eye on this guy here. Okay. We also see that the MACD is still moving kind of strong. Let me just uh, size this guy to see how it looks like. Yes, it's still moving. It's still moving strong up. Let's see. We might see something tomorrow. If we, the question is the top of this wave gonna be shorter than the previous one? If yes, we will have a trend going down. Since we do have the same thing happening here, we have a trend, at least for now, we have a trend also going down here on the left side chart here. We might see what I call a convergence of the forces are converging, to go down. This is also possible. So that's what I expect. And the same thing I would say for the top of this wave that being formed on the MACD. If it doesn't surpass the previous top of the top of the previous wave, we also have a situation that is converging to uh, a bear move. So still, we have to see how things are going to go on through next week. But when we see the spread price and the money pressure, we can see that these guys are suggesting that they want to start going down. So let's see how it's going to move until the end of the day today. We still have, let's see, 18. We still have 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and no, 2 hours and a half, almost 2 hours and a half to end today's um, trade day, to start tomorrow trade day. So let's see how that's gonna move. If it's gonna have some spread trying to touch the 9200 again or not. All right. So this is the reason why I'm explaining you guys that I believe that we might see some bear move going on the next day, because the indicator are suggesting that they want to reverse, do a top reverse, and start moving down, which makes a lot of sense, because I like to say to my students and mentees that it's if you're climbing a rock and the path is hard to keep on going, it's easier for you to step back, go down a little bit, move sideways, and then try a easier path and go from there. So I think it's hard. The more the Bitcoin goes up, the harder it is to go straight up. I believe that it should go down, get more strength, get more power, and then move straight ahead. And reminding you guys that we have a gap on the CME BTC future. This gap was done on February 15th, 2090, and it is open since then. We almost saw it being closed on March 9, 2020, a few weeks ago, but that didn't happen. The question is, are we going to see BTC going up to 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, whatever, 100,000, like some analysts like to say that it's going to go? Do we want to see the BTC going way up there and then coming back to 3570 and close the gap? Because by the technical analysis rule, every gap has to be closed one day. If that is true, and if it goes just sky high and leaves the gap back, we might have Houston, we might have a problem here. So we have to keep a keen eye on that to see how that move is gonna roll. Okay. For now, folks, is that after this my pattern that I defined was broken by the last week uh, Bitcoin move. Now we have to see how it's gonna behave from now on. Reason why I'm gonna keep on doing my analysis on Wednesday and on Friday to see if everything's gonna change the way I think it is, the way I guess we're gonna see a bear move, but it's still early to say. Okay, so folks, that's it. We are waiting. We are about to see the halving for Bitcoin on 7 days, 7 hours, 24 minutes, and 18 seconds, most precisely. So let's see how that's going to go on. Okay, for now, that's it. Thank you very much. And hopefully Wednesday I have better number for you guys, better feeling for you guys, better projection for you guys. Okay, that's it, folks, for today. That's it. And now it is showtime. Take care.